This is the Night Owls Disc Golf Podcast. I'm Shane.
And I'm JP.
I was thinking doing like an 80s sitcom theme
Ooh.
today. You know,
yeah.
like have the really
Like Three's
chimey
Company
music.
kind of, or
Three's Company too.
like Family.
Family Ties.
Yeah.
Michael J. Fox.
I was thinking like Family Matters, the Urkel show.
Yeah, that would be too.
But that's kind of like late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah. Stefan was a killer.
Oh, Stefan.
You remember that?
That was his alter ego. Yeah. I don't remember how he like turned it on, but he was smooth.
Didn't he like go through some sort of experimental like?
Oh, that's what it was. He had
built
like a
machine.
chamber.
Yeah.
That's what, right. Yeah.
And then didn't Stefan take over for a little while
yes.
or something like that?
And they're like, we want Steve back.
And then what's her name fell in love with him, but didn't like Steve.
Yeah.
Weak sauce.
Yeah.
It's weak sauce. You gotta love a man for who he is inside, not for what he is outside.
Right.
Are we done?
Okay.
Okay. So, door_disc_golf, night_owl_pod are the Instagram handles. And then doordisc.com. Jump on there. We have a ton of used discs that just got put on, and they are ready to be sent to your door. And then we have a whole bunch of discs, a whole bunch of disc golf stuff. Just jump on there and say hi by buying some stuff.
Say hi. Let us know you're out there. Buy some stuff.
In the comments, when you buy stuff, just put hi.
Oh,
And I'll give you a
'Cause
high
there's
five.
little notes you can. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you spend over $100, not only do you get the free shipping when you spend 75, but if you spend over 100, you might get a little present inside there. As a matter of fact, I have instructed both of our staff to go ahead, just get a little something.
Well, that's nice.
I don't know what the something is because I'm letting them choose, but
Oh,
so there you
good
go.
to know.
So, with that being said, let's just jump right into thrower, hanger, or flipper.
Okay.
What'd you do?
I did not buy anything this week.
I didn't either. This is going to be a short one. So, we
Sorry to disappoint.
are. Yeah, no.
Wait,
No.
did I? No, I didn't buy anything. I just showed off some discs that I got that I talked about last time on Instagram. That's
No, yeah, I didn't either. I do have a fun story that involves me having to buy something which made me not buy something disc golf.
Oh,
So I was out riding my bicycle.
Yeah.
And they did have handlebars, though. Didn't do it without the handlebars. And about halfway through, did you get that reference?
oh, wait, that's a song.
It is.
Yeah, okay. Flowbots.
Flowbots. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, or Logan Paul.
What?
You didn't hear the?
No.
So he does a really horrible rendition of it.
Oh, okay.
And the Flowbots actually kind of like stepped up. I think they sued him.
Oh.
I don't know if they sued him or not, but I know that he did a song with the whole Flowbot. I mean, like almost identical, but he did it in it was a very sexual song. You can look it up. It's on YouTube.
I don't want to look.
So, or it was on YouTube. It was,
Okay.
I don't know if it is anymore. So anyway, so I was about 3/4 of the way through my ride, still about 2 miles away from the trailhead, and the front tire goes kablooey. Oh. So I walked like 1.25 miles. And the mosquitoes right now are stupid.
Yeah.
Especially
they
in
are.
the woods. Like,
Oh, yeah.
oh my goodness. I looked down at my hand, the hand I was holding my bike with. I looked down at my forearm and my wrist. At least 60 mosquitoes on it. Just stupid. I was walking through the woods like an idiot. If someone would have seen me and like the movements I was making to keep all the bugs off of me was ridiculous. So ultimately, somehow, I broke my fork at the same time that I blew the tire up.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it was like a $175 rebuild on the fork, and then so there you go. That was that.
Okay.
So that was where my money went this week.
Got it.
All right. Well, with that being said, there's no disc golf purchases. But why do you suck, JP?
Oh, man. Okay. I am in the middle of reworking putting. So, just grip wise, something that I'm trying to work on with getting more spin on my disc. So rather than like having my index finger like on the rim, I'm like putting it under
Just wrapping it a little bit.
Yeah, so I can try to. And I repeatedly made like no putts. I probably the other day I did 50 from like 20, 25, and I was like feeling good. Like I felt like I was getting more pop on my putts. Caged every single one of them, and then I adjusted since I was lower, and I'd end up hitting top band and like. So it was Robbie C was working with Trevor on his putting, and like he had a video out, so I was like, that makes some sense. So I've adjusted, and then there's other things like rounding.
A forever thing.
A forever thing. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Like I feel like timing is good as far as like pulling through, but just feels like I'm muscling stuff and leading with the shoulder, and it's disappointing.
Yeah, when I was doing that all today too, because it's league night again. Because we're recording one day off, and you'll hear that Ben's voice isn't here again. No specific reason other than life is happening, and we all couldn't agree on a day. So, we haven't talked to Ben about this yet, but we're going to try to change our recording night to hopefully make it okay for everybody. But we'll figure it out. Life is life, and but with that being said, today was one of those days that there wasn't much working for me. I couldn't get any pop or spin on any of my drives, like at all. And usually that's no issue. Like I throw a little bit on a hyzer, it stands up and goes straight. Nothing was coming out of hyzer today. Like it was just staying in hyzer. And then, and then it was all like about 2.5 feet off the ground.
Oh, wow.
So my release points were just garbage today. I played so bad. Ultimately, as a team, we played pretty well, but it was just disappointing. So, yeah, I suck, but for different reasons than you suck. But, yeah, so for the putting, so you wrap your first joint. Do you index that on the rim, like the bottom of the rim?
Yeah. So that's what I'm working on is like of the 3 fingers wrapped underneath, thumb on top. And then I'll just put the, like first knuckle kind of wrapped up inside a little bit. But
yeah. So that's exactly how I putt.
Yeah.
And I'm a spin putter, you know that. And what I do is and when I'm lining up, I'll put the pad of the finger like just right on the rim because I putt with judges and they're beaded. So I put it kind of right on the bead.
Yep. Yeah.
And when I go back, I just roll my finger right down on the bead. So the bead actually sits on that first knuckle.
Yeah.
And then
sure.
And I get a lot of pop out of mine. It's like I think Jordan might putt very similar. Because I'm thinking he gets a lot of pop out of his too. But yeah, I don't know if that's the reason why. What was Robbie's reason why he said that?
I don't remember what Trevor's situation was putting, but it was to get more spin on putts. But the other thing too is when I'm doing that, when I don't have my index finger on the flight plate, it comes out really wobbly. So I'm trying to keep my wrist pretty still while like flicking it to get the spin putt going because I'm like a smush putter, like a lofted spin putt.
Yeah.
The spush, yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's just working through it, like trying to not get that off axis torque with the putting.
Yeah. And not giving up too.
Right.
Find that.
Yeah. Because I don't want to I feel comfortable with like my original putt, but I want to work on this because I have trouble getting out past like 25 feet, like circle's edge.
Yeah.
So hopefully this will help.
Well, it's nice to still have that push or putt, for those lofty, airy putts.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you need them to get over stuff and then get back
True.
down. So it's good to have them all. So do you straddle or do you stagger?
Stagger.
Okay. So I've noticed that when I first started doing the aggressive spin like that, if I straddled and came from like my belly button basically, it was a lot easier to generate that spin than when I was staggered because once I got the feeling of it actually popping out of my hand, then it was a lot easier. But it's been so long because I putted like that for so long that I can't remember. It's just kind of like second nature now how I putt. So it's weird. Yeah. So, and I guess I already went over. You don't get to ask me why I suck. I already said why I suck.
No worries.
All right. Well, with that said, we'll go quick preview. We're going to go over a little Smith and Oliva beef that's going on there. And then we'll do a quick recap of Cascade. We'll do a little bit of Hanley Tracker. We'll go to Portland Open. And then we will do a quick random question. And then do some shop updates. So, infamous last words. It will probably be a shorter episode, but probably not.
Right.
But before we get into that, make sure you go over and check the new feed for Casual Relief. 3 guys that are just shooting the piece about disc golf.
Yeah. Shooting the piece.
I was gonna say the S word, but I don't say. I try
you
not
can
to
just
say
say
that
shooting
stuff.
the breeze.
There you go, shooting the breeze.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I could have done the right thing and said that. Instead, I tried to be cool.
Okay.
Okay. So with that being said, go on over. It's good banter, good fun. Just 2 or 3 buddies just BSing and calling each other out on stuff, and so it's enjoyable stuff, and it's about disc golf. Primarily local stuff like Wisconsin area stuff, but all good, fun, entertaining banter.
Yeah. I mean, there's other stuff that they talk about.
Yeah. They kind of hit some hot topics,
Yeah.
but they don't do
Current events.
current events. So if you don't want to hear about current events and you just want to hear about disc golf, they're the podcast. So Casual Relief. Hope that was good enough. I enjoy listening to them.
Night Owls approved.
Yeah, exactly. It is Night Owls approved. All right. So let's, why don't you take the lead on the Brody and Maria Oliva conversation?
Yeah. It's kind of funny. Ben actually sent our group a text this morning, and it had Brody had apparently asked Maria Oliva to come on Tour Life, his podcast with Yuli, which is like 3 hours long.
It was 3 hours, 3 hours and 15 minutes long.
There's a couple episodes of theirs that are like that long.
Wow. That's a long episode.
That is a long episode.
That's hard. I guess if you have guests, you could probably get that long.
Sure. And they usually get, I think, like at least 2 or 3 interviews. And sometimes they try to just pack it in.
Yeah. I don't know. Is that long form? I mean, are they trying to do the Rogan thing?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It kind of seems like it's going that way.
Because you look at like best practices, if you look up podcasts, and everybody's like, keep it to like 15 to 30 minutes.
Yeah, right.
We've never done that, I don't think.
I listen to a lot of podcasts that are easily an hour or more.
Almost all of them are.
Yeah. So
Almost all of them are.
anyway, okay. So Brody asked Maria to come on, and then someone's like, "I think she'd rather eat glass than come on your podcast." Whoa. All right, that's kind of. And then, I don't know. So the reason he asked her originally is she made some comments on Twitter about courses.
Course design.
Course
I think,
design, yeah. And so then she kind of responded back to him that it's actually easier for her to go on Twitter, write all this stuff out, and then she basically called him a clout chaser.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't follow through on that all the way.
Yeah, she said she didn't want to come on a complete stranger's podcast for clout. Considering you've been in, this is from Maria, considering I've been within 5 feet of you numerous times on the course and you've never made an effort to introduce yourself, I'm good on the podcast. Okay, well, I mean, to each their own.
Right. So I see those roads travel both ways, right? Like you could also introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Is it the responsibility of one person to make that contact? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I mean, it is the responsibility of one of the two individuals.
Sure.
But does that have to be placed on somebody? Like,
no.
Is it Brody's responsibility?
And here's the thing. Brody had Ken Climo on one time. I don't know how close Brody is with Ken or if, anything, but he usually asks like, what's your disc golf story if he doesn't know anybody or if he's not really up on who people are that much. But I think he would have a fairly decent idea, and I think he just wants her to come on and clarify.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I get the sense that most people are fairly friendly on tour. Apparently, this is not one of those situations.
Yeah, and it seems weird. So, and then there's a additional tweet that came out where Maria Oliva posted on her Facebook, or no, it was on her Twitter.
It was on
right?
Twitter.
Like in 2014, like a picture of her and Brody had his arm around her and took a picture and
Right.
said thanks.
Yeah.
Like thanks, Brody, appreciate it. So I don't get it. Is it a fandom thing? Because I think in that one it says it's true you shouldn't meet your idols or something like that.
Her tweet was thank you with the picture of him. Somebody else, I think, dug up that photo on her timeline and said, I guess it's true what they say, never meet your heroes.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I've heard that phrase before. But yeah, I mean, going up and just getting a picture with somebody doesn't mean you're having an intimate conversation with them about whatever's going on.
Right.
Maybe they didn't have time, it was just a brief thing and being like, hey, okay.
Right.
But
Well, and back in 2014, I think Brody was kind of a big deal. He had the TV show. He had all those things.
he was kind of, I don't know if he's like getting into like Dude Perfect too with them, like doing trick shots and stuff. And
Was that a little? He made,
I don't know.
Yeah, but I think it was in that era. or even-
He was still doing Ultimate.
Right. Yeah. So you look at it and like, that's kind of. I mean, it is a celebrity.
Yeah.
So do you think there is a level of, was it like resentment, or I don't know if resentment's the right word. What would be the word for that? Like betrayal, or like we've met, like, you know what I mean? I don't know what I'm trying to say. I mean, I know what I'm trying to say, but I can't I'm pulling a Brody. I can't figure out the word.
Well, no. Think of at that time, think of all the people Brody met. Like how is he supposed to recognize a face out of however many thousands of
Right.
people he could have passed by, done, numerous other things.
And was this the Amazing Race time too? Was it about the same time as
Yeah,
that
it
as
could
well?
have been. I forgot that he was even on that.
Man, he had a lot. He had a lot of stuff going on. During that.
Yeah. But well, the other thing, like bringing like the phrase like she used, like having me on for clout or whatever. Like
Right.
Yuli doesn't have to chase that. He's already Yuli. He's
Exactly.
done so much for the disc golf community.
Right.
Like we're just trying to have conversations. I think.
And it sounds funny that you want a disc golfer, and any disc golfer. I mean, even Paul Macbeth. Just bringing Paul Macbeth on the show. Brody doesn't need that clout. Like,
Right.
to say that he's doing it for clout, I think that seems a little blinded, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
It seems a little nearsighted, maybe. Brody doesn't need clout. Like,
No.
Brody is the most famous person in disc golf, bar none, without a doubt. There's nobody else that's more famous than him. Like, directly playing in disc golf. Maybe not. Well, I would even say, yeah.
Okay.
Because you think of his fandom and his reach is well outside of disc golf.
Sure.
What
What about Bert the Machine?
Yeah, but he's not like
On the tour.
yeah, like he's not a touring player,
Right.
I guess. So I don't know. And he doesn't have a podcast for disc golf. He doesn't like
No, that's true.
Yeah. But in the same regard, I have heard that. So we'll play the other side. So we picked on Maria a little bit. I've heard that Brody can be a very different person, like difficult person.
Okay.
So I've heard that he's very he likes himself a lot.
Yeah.
And he's very confident in who he is and
Well, I
what
think
he's done.
You hear him like I don't listen to Tour Life a whole lot, but what I have listened to is Debate Night, like the new format they have like the four kind of like around the horn on ESPN.
Around the Horn, yeah.
And he loves to take his sweet time talking.
Oh, for sure.
Like he's one of those people that likes to hear his voice, get his points across, and he doesn't want to be cut off.
Right.
Like so
Yeah.
I could see that.
Well, even it does that with the even with any of the other podcasts too. When he'll have those conversations, like he has to talk above, like he has to have that word. in,
Yeah. Yeah.
And I guess we all have that to an extent, but Brody seems to have it on another level. I mean, people that have hot podcasts, they like to hear themselves talk. You know, I mean, plain and simple. Like we don't have any issues talking and having, you know, hearing ourselves talk. But I think there's a different level for Brody.
That could be.
You know, because I think there's a lack of filter with Brody. That I think he says stuff that's on his mind. Sometimes most of the time he doesn't think about what he says before he says it. He's very reactionary to his tweets. You know, like he'll put a tweet out there and be like, "Oops," you know.
Sure. Well, here's the thing about Maria putting stuff on Twitter is she controls that. Brody controls the podcast. Like, so if she ever wants to retract anything, that's under her discretion.
Right.
Brody may or not.
That's true.
Kind of, you know, I don't see her being that type of person and doing that, but there is a level of control, like your way, your words.
Right.
So,
yeah. And I guess I don't know anything about Maria Oliva. Like
she seems like a fine person.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I don't have anything. I mean, I don't get like there's certain people on tour that I'm just like, ugh, you know, and for no reason whatsoever, just like, and, like Paige Pierce, you know, fantastic player. Like, I'm sure I've heard she's like a bro, like, and not a bro, like, as in she's just a really fun person to be around.
Okay.
I've heard all this stuff, but for some reason, I'm not a fan, if that makes any sense.
I get it.
I don't have anything like that with Maria Oliva. And maybe it's just, you know, it's just the like, she's so good. So I don't want to root for her. I want to root for the underdogs. Although she is kind of an underdog this year.
Yeah, a little bit.
So, well, but with all that said, I can't believe we talked about that for so long. Under an hour, huh?
Yep, under an hour.
So,
Clock's ticking.
yeah. So honestly, now I want to see her on the podcast even more. I would love to see them.
I'm sure she's been on something or someone's.
Well, no, I would want to see her and Brody have the conversation.
I think it'd just
now.
be fun to hear them talk. Yeah. Absolutely.
I think that'd be great. So if you could make that happen.
Yeah, I'll get on that. I'll try to mend the fences and
Okay, good.
yeah, peacekeeper.
You don't need to mend the fences.
No. But
Maybe we can get Maria and Brody on here.
Oh.
And let's do it here.
Ooh.
All right, I'll work
Spicy
on that.
take.
Well, you work on that.
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
We'll get one on and then like, oh hey, we have a special guest, and then we'll
yeah.
like, see what happens.
Good idea. Just pop them in.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that idea. A little bit of catfish action. You know? Okay. I'm good with that.
Bait and switch.
Yep. All right, Cascade, Ricky, and Cat Merch
Yeah.
are the champions. So Ricky taking it down. What were his? Was it pretty handedly that he took it down?
I think it was by 3 strokes last time. Yeah. 3-stroke win over Matt Bell. Ricky was 29 down. Matt was 26 down. And Evan Scott also tied for second. And then James Conrad. And then there was a 3-way tie between Eagle, Anthony Barella, and Juna Heinonen.
It's like Johannen.
Yeah. He's from Finland.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so they tied 3 ways. And then there's a big tie for 9th place between Conor O'Reilly, Garrett Gurthie, Isaac Robinson.
Uh-oh.
My mic
Did
just-
your mic just go out? Hello.
Hello.
Mine's still there. What happened? We're gonna figure this out.
Okay.
Maybe. Are you there?
Hello.
There you are. You came
Okay.
back. right?
Weird. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
You're moving the needle here.
Yeah.
All right. It's funny we were making fun of Tour Life for all their
Yeah, that's
sound
true.
issues.
That is true. We mentioned that.
It went away again.
Yeah.
Oh no. Are we gonna have to take a break and switch your mic out?
We might have to.
Oh,
Wait,
there it went.
no,
Why is it?
that is so weird. I'm not touching anything else.
All right.
Okay.
Well, let's just give it here. I'll give a little twisty twist to this thing and see if I can. Okay. All right.
Anyway.
So back to Cascade.
Right.
So then Cat Merch takes it down as well,
Yep.
which that's awesome. So that's her second event this year.
Yeah.
So she's won a standard Pro
Jonesboro.
Tour, and then now she has a silver under her belt. So
Yep.
150 just for those two. And she's been fairly consistent in the points. Mm-hmm. So good for her.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Good for her. And then Hanley takes down third, and we'll get into the Hanley tracker.
She ties Maria Oliva, Lisa Fakis for third. Yeah.
Man, those points got split evenly between them. So she got 7.4 points or something like that. So she did not take over the number one spot in the Pro Tour points, but she is only 24 points behind now, or 40. I don't remember. She's less than a win away.
Yeah, I think that's what you had mentioned
Yeah.
to us before the podcast. So
Right.
it's getting
So I'm excited to see it. And right now she's tied for 14th at Portland. Mm-hmm. So I would, but Tatar is leading.
yeah. But
So-
she's she's only up by one stroke on Sayananda and Hannah Wynn. And yeah, looks like there's a lot of people at 1 down, 2 down. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, close, like close-ish scores.
I think I would just love to see. I hope she stays close. I hope she stays close enough that when Tatar goes back to Europe, that she'll be right there.
Yeah.
I think that's really, realistically, I think that's the only way she's going to take number one is when Tatar is out.
Right, because those points on the European tour aren't worth as much as
They're silver pluses, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that
something. Yeah,
So they're a little more than a silver, but not.
yeah,
So, yeah. So I think that's the only way. I mean, because I don't know if I see Handley winning heads up against Tatar very often.
yeah. I don't.
I wonder what that power ranking would be or whatever those matchups are that they have. If you did,
Unlike Statmando.
is that Statmando that does that?
Yeah.
I bet you it's, what do you think? Out of 10 matches, I bet you it'd be 9 that Tatar would win.
Oh,
She'd have some. I bet you she'd have like
easily.
Tatar would have like a 80-some% chance. I bet you it's higher than that.
Why is it that? Can't I just type in somebody's? Oh, that's lame.
Oh, you could actually find them.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's gonna be fairly easy.
Okay. So, yeah. So, but yeah, and you know, it's like the drama in disc golf is just not there right now. There's there's not enough. We got to talk about what Brody's saying on Twitter to
Oh
Maria
boy,
Oliva.
this is domination.
Is it really? What is it?
Kristen Tatar in all competitions, 16-1-1 against Holland Hanley.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my. So what's her power ranking against her? Is it like, what's the percentage? Because that's how they run it, right?
I
You'd
just
have
went
to
to the
give
head-to-head
Okay.
thing. She has 7 wins, 5 seconds, 3/3. Holland has 1/3.
Ooh.
Top 10, 100%. Holland 72.22%, and Kristen is beating Holland almost 200 fewer strokes.
200 fewer strokes?
Yes.
Wow.
39-34 to 41-28
And that's the number 2.
for now.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
that's crazy.
So who's technically number 2 right now?
for-
World rankings. FPO.
Oh, I don't know. That's
Because I would love to see what that works out to be. Is it Owen or Ella?
God, I think it's probably Owen Scoggins.
I would assume it's Owen. I wonder if Tatar is that far above Owen. I bet you she's even further above Owen, huh?
Let's take a look. Kristen Tatar, 17-1-0 against Owen Scoggins.
Oh my goodness.
7 wins, 6 seconds, 3/3. Owen's got 2 seconds, 5/3. Top 10 percentage, 100 versus 83.33. And Kristen is 145 strokes better
Wow.
than Owen.
Is there? Do you think there's anybody that ranks up or matches up to her? Let's throw. So while you have it up, let's throw. This is unexpected, but I like it. Hopefully, you guys like it too. Well, let's Merch. I think Merch has been up there. Who else has been doing fairly well? Ella. Well, let's do Ella. Let's see where Ella's at.
Oh, I don't think that's gonna be much of a competition.
I don't think so either. I'm trying to think of who's going to be the most competitive person to Tatar.
Ella is 0-19 versus Kristen.
Okay. So.
And Kristen's got her by about 250 for strokes.
Okay. Who else have we been seeing at the top of the field? Because this is over the last 12 months, correct?
Hold on. Let me just check real quick. I got to change that out. 12.
So I would say like probably Haley or Gannon. What about Allen? What about Katrina Allen?
Oh, that's a...
Katrina, I mean, she's been finishing well, but I don't know if she's really been playing well, if that makes...
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Oh, what the heck, phone? Why am I struggling?
Because, I mean, we could look at like Cy, but I don't think there's even a comparison for Cy. I mean, we could look at Paige Pierce too, but...
Like, the record was like all-time against...
Oh, okay.
That's what I was going with.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
So Paige... Yeah, that's... I wonder what it is against Paige. So Paige, still one of the most dominant players in the league. I mean, I think that's slowly changing. But I wonder what Paige is at. I wonder what they're at.
Let's go there. Compare. Okay. Oh, this is like last 12.
Okay.
Pretty much. So Paige, Kristen is 11-4-1 against Paige.
Okay.
8 wins to 3 wins, 5 seconds to 1 second, and then they're tied for third places. Kristen, 100%, like we said, top 10. Paige, 68.75 top 10 percentage.
And this is the last 12 months.
Right. And Kristen is 162 strokes better than Paige.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. It just, I mean, if that doesn't bring light to how dominant Kristen is, it's amazing. So I have to speak about this. Hannah Macbeth went on this little rant about, and I think it was on the Nick and Matt, talking about why are we talking about how dominant Kristen is, and why aren't we talking about how good the other people did?
Like when?
Anytime Kristen wins.
Oh, okay.
So she's talking about why are we talking about how good Kristen is? Why aren't we talking about how good the other people are? And in my humble opinion, I was like, because no one really cares. I mean, I think there are some things that these people did well that we can highlight, of course.
Yeah.
But to show the utter dominance that Kristen is having compared to the field, and just right there, I mean, those quick things that we win. I mean, these are all people that are finishing. We're seeing their names. Like, man, that's crazy.
Does Hannah do that?
What's that?
Does she bring up other people?
She does, actually.
Okay.
And so on the...
That's why I was curious.
On
like
the Party podcast.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's an all-women's podcast.
So they talk about that a lot. And that's what they'll do. They'll do the compliments on the people that are close to Kristen. So they'll mention that Kristen won.
Yeah.
But they won't talk about the dominance of Kristen. They'll talk about the things that the other people were doing right and the complications they were having, like that type of stuff. So they don't focus on Kristen. And she's making it very appointment. Like, why are we keep talking about it? She's good. We know that. She won. Why don't we talk about the other people? It was weird. It was a weird. I'll have to send you that podcast.
I kind of get it. It's like
I don't.
It's like ESPN bringing up LeBron all the time,
right?
But yet there's other people that we can talk about. Like, when I'll use this latest thing is the playoffs. The Nuggets won the Western Conference Championship. They swept the Lakers out of the out of the final, the Western Conference final. Yet the conversation was on the Lakers most of the time instead of focusing on the Nuggets moving on. It's like, yes, Jokic is really good. They don't talk about it enough because they were talking about the Lakers losing, and then the LeBron thing with him talking about retiring. So that was the
Right.
bigger story to them rather than the Nuggets moving on.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I guess I get that when you have someone that's so dominant. I mean, think about Macbeth. Like when he was in his dominant reign of the 2019, where he was just basically winning everything he showed up to, and even in earlier years of 14 was his other dominant year, or
15.
I don't know, whatever
Yeah.
year it was, and that's all you heard about was Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth. And then what did we hear in 20 when he wasn't winning everything? Oh, he's washed up. you know?
Yeah.
And then 21 came around and and now this year, like, who's talking about Macbeth?
Right.
Other than him just being in Europe and then, he's making controversy still. So I get that. I mean, when you see a dominant force making that rise or that fall a little bit, but I don't think that's not true with Kristen. She's just trying to avoid talking about the dominance that Kristen is having at the present moment.
Yeah.
And she
Right.
wants to talk about the good stuff the other
Sure.
competitors are doing.
I get that.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to include everything, but in the same regard, like, that's a story. Like,
Well,
what
that's just
Tatar
it.
is
It's
doing.
like what story is underlying under Kristen's dominance? Is there something like the Holland thing is interesting because she is so close right now in points. I
But
mean,
you look
Paige
at
is
a
always,
head-to-head matchup, and they're not.
right. I know that's kind of crazy. I mean, Kristen has taken time off,
Right.
So that's a good reason that she's getting close. Obviously, Paige and Kristen are going to be talked about all the time because like they're both considered dominant at certain points, so you're going
Right.
to compare them most often. And then there's always the up and comers like Cat Merch and
Right.
those other people.
Right.
So yeah,
will-
it's hard to.
And I compare this to the MPO field maybe, 3 years ago when they kept talking about, what was the word they kept using? Which was the wrong word, but it was always used.
Dichotomy?
No, it wasn't
Oh.
dichotomy. It was, what do they call it? With like, anyways, they kept using this word, but basically there was more people at the top to win.
Oh, I know what you're talking
not
about.
Just,
Shoot, we've used it on here a couple times. I can't think of it right
Yeah.
now.
I don't know if it completely truly fits with what we're talking, like how we said it. But,
Yeah.
They kept using that same vernacular over and over again. And I think we're kind of to that now where we're starting to see the parody.
Yeah,
Is that
parody.
parody?
Yep. Yeah.
So we're starting to see that happen in the women's side as well. I mean, you still got Tatar way up here, but everybody else behind, like you're really starting to see a lot of mix-ups.
Sure.
If Tatar's not there, there's a lot of people, like there's a ton of people winning right now. So yeah, I think it's nice to see that because I think the game is just elevating. You're starting to see some of these old hands names like start to fall down the list a little bit.
A little bit.
Because these younger, more, I guess newer players are starting to climb up the ranks, and the same thing's happening on the MPO side. It just happened a couple of years sooner on the MPO side. So that's cool. That was a random side note. So Portland Open is going on as we speak right now. I don't have much to say about it.
I didn't watch the first round today because I was just busy with work and other stuff. But I was just looking at scores. Kristen is ahead of Sayananda.
Good for Sayananda too.
Yeah.
Like she just popped on.
Yeah, ahead of Sayananda, Hannah Wynn, Missy's in fourth, and then Paige, Rebecca Cox, and Kat Merch are all tied for fifth. And then the MPO side, there's a 5-way tie for first right now. It's Aaron Gossage, Corey Ellis, Isaac Robinson, Adam Hammis, and Carter Aarons, who had a big Beaver State
the young
fling.
dude.
He's 15.
He's the
He's
15-year-old.
Dynamic Disc sponsored. He was on Nick and Matt's show, not that. Like last week, I think, after the Beaver State fling.
Yeah, because he was like third or fourth, fifth, something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, shot the hot round. So a lot of discraft guys at the top: Gossage, Ellison, Hammis, and then James Proctor, Austin Hannum. Simon's up there, -8.
Nice.
He's 2 strokes back, so it's tight.
Yeah, I mean
For
it's
now.
first round.
And this is the course that shoot, why can't I think of this? Dustin Keegan, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
This course is awesome because they take that golf course, but they play like in between the fairways too, using that woods.
Yeah.
Like that's awesome.
And they put tee pads, but no one ever uses them.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know if that's the case this year. 'Cause I haven't
Yeah.
watched any. But
Oh,
it is a phenomenal course. But rollers are your best friend.
that's
at
right. They put down
Portland.
the logs,
Yeah.
the anti-rolling, whatever.
Anti-rolling devices.
Yeah, or
Is that
something
what
like
they
that.
call it?
Yeah. It's a log.
Yeah. Just call it a log. And then, and this is Brody's last chance to qualify for European Open.
Oh.
So there's a watch there.
Ding, ding, ding.
And then also, it is an opportunity to qualify for USDGC. So speaking of Brody Smith, we'll bring it back to him. He is currently tied for 11th.
Okay.
At 5 under. So,
All right.
he's pretty close. I don't know where that cut line is for European. They don't have it listed right now. They usually have those cut lines, which is pretty cool, but I don't see the cut line right now. So, yeah, so he's there. He didn't do bad. He's 5 under, I think. Yeah, so 5 under, tied for 11th with Calvin, Cole Rodolin, Alden Harris, Jake Mon, Ezra. So they played together today, Ezra and Brody. Looks like they're playing together tomorrow, too.
Interesting.
So, yeah. So they're, USDGC spots. There we go. So he is currently the he has the USDGC spot because everybody else ahead of him is currently qualified.
That's not true.
Who else isn't?
Okay, so it says Carter Aarons, Austin Hannum, Simon, and then Chandler Fry.
Yeah. I'm sorry, the purple. I missed that.
Yeah. But everybody else is qualified.
Everybody
that's ahead
else
of
is
him.
qualified. So all he has to do is knock off one of those guys. So Adam Hammis, Carter Aarons, Austin Hannum, and Simon Lasat.
Yeah, and Chandler Fry.
So one of those,
Channable.
all he has to do is get ahead of one of those guys and not lose any ground, and he's good to go. So that's pretty good. And I don't know about European Open. I don't think they have a stat tracker for European Open here.
No,
So-
that I know of. Yeah, it's everything. It's usually just USDGC on UDesk.
I wonder if they're both the same then. So, and then the Estonian Open is going around right now too.
Oh,
Yeah, and I don't know if Macbeth is playing in that or not.
yeah, I believe he is.
Really? Oh, they haven't started. So tee times are tomorrow. What? Oh, that's FPO. Let's look at MPO. So tee times are tomorrow. I don't see him in the lineup.
Thought he made a. Interesting.
Maybe he didn't qualify.
No, I saw something
he's
on
not in the lineup. There's no American.
on Reddit. Yeah, I was just trying to scroll through and see the flag. I thought that he was at the Estonian Open, and because I saw something on Reddit that he was asked what he thought of the course,
Yeah.
and if he liked playing it, he's like, oh yeah, or what he thought of the course compared to American courses. He's like, I prefer this style, more wooded, technical lines, blah blah blah. And I mean, that's all I read, but kind of, I don't know if it sends waves across disc
Sure.
golf here or not. But
I don't know.
Just
I don't know
something
if
I
people
picked
are really paying attention to him being over there, honestly.
well, it's hard because I mean, if you were to get up and watch the tournament, it would be really early in the morning, like
Right.
3, 4, maybe somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where, but
Man. Well, all right. So there you go. Portland Open and European and Estonian Championship are going on right now. So I think that's all I'm going to talk about. You have anything else other than your random question?
random question.
Oh, you don't
Okay.
have one yet?
No. I have a pretty good random question.
Okay.
Okay. Here it is. What is something that you recommended to somebody but felt bad after that you recommended to them because they hated it?
I've done that so many times. Do you have something in mind? Because I got to think.
Yeah, I recommended to my parents, I think to go see No Country for Old Men when it came out. It's like, because it's my kind of movie. Like, and I was like, yeah, it's like, it's going to probably be nominated for like Academy Award. Like, And it's Coen Brothers. I'm a big Coen Brothers fan. And they walked out within 5 minutes of seeing it.
Did they really?
Yes. So they got to the, seeing Javier Bardem. And they're just like, I don't know why we went to go see that movie. I'm like, oh.
Sorry.
So sorry. Yeah.
I've
done that with lots of other movies, or like I've had somebody sit and watch something with me. I'm like, I think you'd really enjoy it. So like, that was totally dumb. Yeah. I'm like, all right.
Oh, I know I've done that before because I love almost all movies. Like I really enjoy them. When I'm watching them, they're my favorite movie. Except for American Psycho. I did officially walk out of that movie. I don't know. I mean, so I've done that with food quite a bit.
Yeah.
Where I'll recommend something for food.
Or like
and
a restaurant or something.
Yeah, restaurant. You know, that's the thing. What happens is like restaurants, when I find a restaurant I like, I don't know if necessarily it's the food. It's like how it operates and like the staff and things like that. So that's what I really like about restaurants. But yes, I have recommended restaurants before and people have been like, came back and like, why'd you recommend that? Like, it's like, dude, those people are awesome. No, they're not. I don't have anything off the top of my head. I know I do it all the time. No, I'm just gonna waste time. I don't know. Okay, I have one. So, and this was a really expensive recommendation.
Ooh.
Like, it was a expensive mistake that came on a recommendation. So, Motorhead. We were dealing with superchargers.
Yeah.
And superchargers are pulley based, so everything's ran by a belt.
Yeah.
If you drop the size of a pulley, you can get more boost because the supercharger spins faster.
Okay.
So with that being said, I recommended to an individual to drop a pulley size and go to a lighter weight pulley size or pulley for the supercharger. And I did, and he ended up blowing his head, blowing his motor. And it was on my recommendation.
Ooh.
I felt horrible about it. It was, I mean, I didn't, like, it wasn't my fault. I just said, make sure you talk to somebody, but like, these are where I buy my pulleys or I bought my pulleys and like, this is what I'm getting for gains, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, it's worth it, man. It's worth it.
Yeah.
And he had it on for 2 days and blew his engine.
Wow.
And it was because it was making too much boost.
Holy cow.
So,
okay.
Yeah, I felt bad about that one.
That's kind of like buyer beware.
Right.
Kind of situation.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, you did recommend it, but at the same time, that person's taking their own risk at doing what you did.
Yeah, yeah. How about recommending someone for a job and then they turn out to be such a dud?
Oh, wow.
I've done that before.
I don't know if I've done that.
Yeah. Wow. I've recommended somebody for a job, like especially family member, because, like even like first job thing, where I'm like, they're really awesome. Like they do good in school, all that fun stuff. And then you like recommend them to a friend and they're like, they end up like firing them. And then you have that really awkward, like, I know it's okay.
Well, but it's not just awkward between you and the person you said, oh, this person's awesome. It's awkward between you and the person that they hired as well. Yes. Because you're like, man, my reputation is on the line.
Yeah, exactly.
For you, and I put myself out there, and you made me look stupid.
I know. And I shouldn't feel that way, but like I know sometimes, so there have been times where I've done that with a family member and it didn't work out. And I feel like it's a reflection on me. And maybe that's like
judge of character.
Yeah, maybe it's like my ego or something, like the narcissism or whatever, but like I just feel like it's a reflection on me. I'm like, oh, now I feel like an idiot. Like my family's a bunch of losers, And it's not at all that, but it is what it is.
My third cousin came to visit and got him this job.
Got him the job and he got fired 2 weeks later.
But I really didn't know him that well, so
yeah, exactly. He's really not my cousin. He's just by marriage.
Yeah.
So. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't think of anything off the top of my head other than like those two things. But I know it happens a lot because I have, especially like candies and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Like I have a super unique, not even super unique. I just like I'm such a glutton. Like I love so many things. But I grew up in like right near the Mexican border. Well, it didn't grow up, but I was born in that area, and like Mexican candies and things like that. I just love them. But I hand them to someone else, and they're like, "Why would you eat this? Why do you think it's good?" You know, like, 'cause like dried salted prunes.
Ugh.
They're fantastic.
Like, that sucks. But maybe it's because in my mind I know prunes.
Right.
Maybe it's something totally different.
Well, little known fact: if you eat a lot of dried prunes and salt, it will make things come out of you in a hurry.
Well, yeah, I've heard that. Like drinking prune juice, that's a diuretic, and it's supposed to make you
Yeah.
poo.
Yeah. I have a good story. It's not a podcast appropriate.
Okay.
But it does have to do with actually Salt Rock. And I'll tell you that it's a really funny story. From between me and my cousin.
Oh boy.
Well, that I was there to
the
witness.
one that
It
you
didn't have anything.
the one that you
No, not the one that I recommended.
the family member that you recommended.
No,
Yeah.
no. All right.
That's funny.
All right. So other than that, shop updates. So we should be getting whale sacks with Door Disc Golf Harvey on them. We did get our Zing Minis. They are officially in shop. They're in hand. I think I got the shipping notification for them, so I'm sure they're there. And then I think now that we have officially used our money to pay our employees, what we have left, we're going to order some custom stamp discs. So I'm on the Fiverr right now, getting something worked up with Harvey. And that should be hopefully back to me pretty soon, and then we'll get something sent out and then back in. And I think that's it. So DoorDish.com.
Cool.
You can find all that stuff. With that being said, do you have anything else to add?
Nope. Yeah, just be on the lookout in the future because we're shifting days.
Okay.
That's about it. I think
And,
there's anything else too cool to say.
Good recommendation. Is you have to have a tilt. Just get a tilt. Buy a tilt.
A tilt?
Tilt. Best utility disc that there is.
Huh. Okay.
Does that match the bad advice?
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think it's a do or die disc.
I don't think so.
No, I think a Justice.
I don't know if I've actually ever thrown a tilt. No, I did. I threw somebody's in the field upside down once. But I figure it's just one of those utility discs that everybody needs to have.
Sure.
Why not? And a glitch.
A glitch,
That's
yeah.
the only two discs you need.
Only two. One that goes absolutely nowhere, and then one that has like the most ridiculous glide on a disc.
That would be a fun round to take
a
those
tilt
two.
and
A tilt and a glitch. Tilt and glitch round.
Yeah,
That's it.
Wow.
Or maybe the new, it's not a pitch. It's a,
No. What was it? We talked about it?
they changed the name of it.
No, it is the pitch.
It is the pitch? Okay.
No. No, I don't remember.
I don't think it's a pitch. I think they named it something else.
Yeah. I think you're right.
But yeah, I think that would be a really fun round.
That
just
would
to do
be.
something like these two pretty useless discs.
Streamline is coming out with their version of the glitch.
That's what it was. That's what I noticed. What
It's
was
called
that
the Parachute.
Parachute. That's what it is.
Yep.
Oh, so we have the glitch, the pitch,
I think
and
it's
the parachute.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Those are going to be great. All right. And then keep an eye out for the Crut coming into the shop. I'm going to buy
Oh
a
yeah,
stock round of
that's
Cruts.
the ridiculously supposedly pretty overstable cast plast. Yeah.
Yeah. So they'll be coming in. All right. Well, with that said, keep us subpar, throw straight stuff, and go out and play disc golf because it's fun.
I wish I could.
You are a busy dude.
Yeah.
You got a lot of stuff going on. All right. With that said, deuces. Peace out. In the toilet. Is that what you said?
Deuces in the toilet. Yeah.